Group B is a little bit special, so I have to leave Berlin behind and travel to the hub of the action.
Hey.
Welcome to Madrid. There's nothing like an early clash of the titans to get the juices flowing at a major tournament. And boy, does this group have one of those.
Group B is an Iberian affair, with Spain taking on Portugal. There's also the matter of a tricky Morocco side and the relatively unknown quantity of Iran.
We might be a long way from Russia, but Madrid is the real battleground for this World Cup group. Why? Simple. It's the home of Europe's most successful ever club side. And at the heart of that team is the man who is unquestionably the biggest footballer of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo. So, who's going to win this battle, Ronaldo or his adopted homeland? And could anyone else trip up one of these giants of the global game?
Will we all be laughing at Spain again like in 2014? Or will Ronaldo be left in floods of tears again like 2004?
Sit back and let me tell you what's going to happen in Group B. So here we are at Santiago Bernabeu, one of football's genuine coliseums, where so many greats have graced the game. Their current squad's not bad either, what with all those Champions League wins, and some of those players will be heading to Russia as part of the Spain squad.
That includes El Capitan himself, Sergio Ramos. The bruising yet classy centre-half has been an absolute monster for the Spanish national team. He's racked up about 150 caps, which is roughly the same as the number of red cards he's received in his career. Madrid also have a couple of Spain's trademark attacking midfielders, in the form of Isco and Marco Asensio, who was everyone's favourite player for a couple of months last year.
But there's no doubt who the big man is at Real Madrid. Ronaldo's the one we really want to see. I'd reel off a list of his achievements, but I don't think I'll have time before my flight home.
The only thing that really matters is that Ronaldo will be lining up against those Real teammates I mentioned earlier. Instead of the bright red shirt of Spain, he'll be pulling on the slightly darker red shirt of Portugal.
And, as you may recall, the last time he did that at a major tournament, it went pretty well.
Portugal weren't actually all that good at Euro 2016. They only snuck through the group stage in third place, having drawn all three of their games, somehow finishing behind Iceland and Hungary. In fact, the Hungary game provided the best moment of the whole championship for neutrals, when Ronaldo threw a childish fit. Despite looking kind of bad for large parts of the tournament, and even despite their main man getting injured in the final, Portugal managed to beat France and claim their first ever international title.
And that means they go into the World Cup as reigning European champions, a title they took from Spain. It won't be the first time Ronaldo's played against Real Madrid teammates at an international tournament.
He went up against Spain and Ramos, Xabi Alonso, Alvaro Arbeloa and Iker Casillas in the Euro 2012 semi-final.
There was a classic Ronaldo story in that game.
When the match went to penalties, Ronaldo was held back to take the fifth and potentially final spot kick. His moment of glory was all lined up.
You could almost see Ronaldo ripping off his shirt to expose those bulging muscles. Except Spain had already won the shootout by that point. So who's going to come out on top this time? Ronaldo or his pals here in Madrid? Let's take a closer look at the teams, starting with Portugal. It's just a bit...
On paper, they have plenty of talent. Players who represent some of the biggest clubs in Europe. Since they won the Euros, young players such as the Silvas, Andre and Bernardo, have become a key part of the team. And there's still the experience of João Moutinho and Nani.
But even so, it's still just kind of... And some of their players have definitely taken a step back since Euro 2016.
Remember Renato Sanchez being named Young Player of the Tournament? He earned a move to Bayern and was supposed to push on and become a midfield dominator. Instead, he's had a disastrous couple of years and barely got into the Swansea team.
I can't help but look at that squad and think Ronaldo's going to have to do most of the work himself.
Let me out. Let me go.
So Ronaldo's got another big job on his hands. But now let's take a look at his Real teammates and Spain. Despite underwhelming at the last couple of tournaments, basically, they're still pretty good.
There's still a sprinkling of the players that retained the European Championship trophy in 2012 and won the country's first ever World Cup 2 years earlier.
Titles they celebrated right here at Plaza de Cibeles.
It's still a joy to watch players like Busquets, Iniesta and David Silva control a midfield, and there's so much more talent waiting in the wings.
Of course, Real aren't the only team based in Madrid, and their big local rivals are pretty handy too.
Atletico will be providing a couple of hefty talents to the Spain squad, like Saúl, who's become one of the best all-round midfielders in the world, and Diego Costa, who's probably got the pointiest elbows in the world.
Seriously though, is there anyone better at being nasty on a football pitch and not getting sent off? I don't think so. There's another reason Madrid is crucial to the Group B story. Keen-eyed football fans may have noticed a small-time rivalry that barely gets any attention outside of Spain.
For those of you who don't know, Real actually have a somewhat antagonistic relationship with Barcelona, which is great because Spain's two centre-backs are Piqué and Ramos.
The pair have this weird relationship where they do their utmost to wind each other up during the regular season, but then put all that animosity to one side when they play for Spain.
But things have gone up a notch with Catalonia pushing for independence and the Madrid government cracking down. Piqué is a supporter of Catalan independence and created something of a stir when he cut off the sleeves of his Spain shirt, with some mistakenly believing they had featured the Spanish flag colours.
Anyway, for all Spain's attacking talent, a lot may depend on Piqué and Ramos keeping their part-time bromance going for one more competition. So, you may have gathered from all this that I think Spain are better than Ronaldo's Portugal. And I think Spain will finish above Portugal in Group B. So does that mean there's a risk that the man, the legend, the ego, Cristiano Ronaldo, might not make it to the second round? I don't think so.
Morocco won't be a pushover. They have Juve centre-back Mehdi Benassia commanding the troops, and some tricky attacking midfielders like Sofiane Boufal and Schalke youngster Amin Harit. But even with them, and Real Madrid's Achraf Hakimi, I just don't see them troubling the Iberian big boys. And as for Iran, just to keep the Madrid link going, they have former Portugal and of course Real coach Carlos Queiroz in charge.
But in my eyes, they still don't have anywhere near enough to get out of the group.
So here's my prediction for how Group B will finish. Success for Madrid and Spain as they finish top. And success, just about, for Madrid's favourite son Ronaldo, as Portugal finish second. Disappointment for Morocco as third place sees them depart. And predictable failure for Iran as they complete the group in fourth.
So I'm calling Spain to finish top of the group. But that doesn't mean Portugal won't go further than their neighbours overall. If Euro 2016 taught us anything, it's that you can never write off Ronaldo's boys. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe, and join me next time for the breakdown of Group C.